about how you guys started with the business.
Okay.
How do you handle that part of it? How's the balance between, because you travel a lot.
Yeah, that's always been the hard balance for me, because I'm a grunt. Like I'm good with the dogs. I can connect with a dog. I can train people on how to understand dogs, but the business side has been a big problem, man. Like when I worked down in Palm Beach County with PBSO, there's like 4,000 employees there. So I never had to advertise for shit. Like if I put something on social media, it was just because it was never like with the intent to reach people, it was just to put shit out there. And so I always had a waiting list. I always constantly had like people wanting training. It was no problem, never had to advertise. But when I retired from down here, we moved up to Knoxville. It was a brand new market. I had no footprint in that market. So I really had to figure this shit out. I haven't even figured it out yet. But as far as like, I couldn't even edit a video. I had no idea like even what an algorithm meant, So we hired somebody to do a Google AdWords campaign, which was effective. But that shit's weird too. Like there's ups and downs with all that. And that dude ended up selling his business and outsourced it. And it went to shit. And I actually was at one point in time super, super busy. And had jumped on a franchise and learned how to delegate out, and actually was going to franchise out and do all kind of shit, and then everything completely tanked on Google and went completely fucking dark. And I always think, like I follow what you do, and I see what side you're leaning as far as like this election and shit like that too. But it's weird, man, because we know how like social media is, right? So when I left my agency, I filed a lawsuit against my agency. I was getting sued on my shooting at the same time. It was a shitty time, but it was also an election year. And if you remember, like Jeffrey Epstein and all that fucking shit.
Oh, that's right.
That was my agency, right?
Wow.
So it was crazy. They treated him like a fucking king, like the most prolific child rapist of all fucking time. And they treated him like a king. Yeah. So I kind of leveraged that to win my lawsuit, like because it was an election year and I was blasting the shit out of them on social media with my case, about the dogs and them not feeding the dogs, and then with Epstein and stuff. So they paid me to go away and shut up. But we know that the owner of Facebook was on fucking Epstein's plane and into his little fucking island. So I got fucking on social media.
Wow.
My engagement went in the shitter. Like I used to put like a little stupid video out and get thousands of views and likes and all kinds of shit. But as soon as I started running my mouth about Epstein, shadow banned.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I went through all that shit. And I wasn't on Instagram for a long time. I've only been on Instagram a few years. So that, hopefully, knock on wood, they haven't fucked with me too bad there. So I've been okay on Instagram. But still Facebook, I get very little traction.
Really?
And our Facebook page is linked, the business page is linked to my wife's personal page, and she fucking Trump. So it's still like a little bit of squeeze there too. So you know how that shit is, man. So
yeah, politics, especially nowadays, is a different animal altogether.
And they run that shit, so
people are pretty wild about it.
Very passionate about politics. But
yeah, very passionate.
Yeah.